telling you, it's been a heck of a week. You guys know I was out a bit. I'm trying to get make sure things are going. You see, we got a new background, new stuff back here. I try and change things up a little bit, making it a little less obtrusive, following the same theme we had in the past, but a little different. A wee bit different. Morning, Paul. I know you got your text kind of out last week. Let's get this thing the right way. Out last week. We wanted to be back last week. We wanted to be back on... Oh, wow, that's not right. That's not right, Paul, to do that to you. Modern technology. Let's get that where it needs to be. And stop messing with it. So I wanted to be back Thursday last week. Didn't make it. Got a bit of an injury out in Wyoming. Just a bit of a boo-boo that set me back a little bit. Got to the doctor, gave me some good stuff, but it just sets you off a little bit. When you get that stuff from the doctor, it sets you off a little bit. You can't get back on it the way you want to. So back on it. It's Monday. It's the 14th already. Tomorrow's mid-month already. If you're in the military, you know what mid-month means. That's payday. God, what a week. What a week. A lot happened. I got back from Wyoming. Turned on the news. I think it was Thursday night. And there it was, ransomware. Ransomware in our little area of Northern Virginia here, hitting one of the local school districts. Ah, man. And really, that's our only story this morning. You know, we're always light on Mondays. Always light on Monday. And that's just the way it is. It has something to do with, I guess, nobody wants to do news on the weekend. I don't exactly know. But it's always light on Monday. Don't have a ton of stories. Funny that this one from last week covered over and was right on the top of the list this morning. It's crazy. It's ransomware. Again, if you don't have ransomware on your list, stop what you're doing. You know, put it on your list. I was thinking about old 90s rap songs there for a second. Stop what you're doing. Anyways, let's roll the intro and let's talk about Fairfax County Public School District and Maze. So be right back after this. Well, that didn't even... That's the weirdest transition ever. Something's going on with the program. Updated it just yesterday. We got an update to our live streaming software, and apparently that's what you get when you update your live streaming software. Something funky happens. We'll have to take a look at this. This is our first live stream back from Wyoming. First live stream after the software update. First live stream of the week. Oh, man. I think it's just the second live stream this month. So, let's jump in. Maze ransomware. Oh, man. Maze, come on. You guys. I saw on the television, on the boob tube, this was going on. And misinformation everywhere. So if you're watching the mainstream news, we were watching, I think, NBC News, and this came on, and the talking head came on, and he said, "Oh, they had a breach. Fairfax County Public Schools, or FCPS, had a breach. The news called it Maze. I was impressed that the news called it Maze. That was pretty impressive. And they're like, well, the school system is working on recovering the data, and they don't know what they're going to do. And, a bunch of information was taken, and they're working to to recover it. And if you know these guys, if you know Maze, that really there is no recovering it. You have, if Maze hits you, you have one option. Well, obviously you have two options. You can pay or you don't pay. The problem, we know Maze, right? We know Maze. Maze steals your information first, and then they encrypt it on your local system. So the two-pronged attack they have is they say we are like normal ransomware. We're going to encrypt your data, and you're going to pay us to decrypt it, unencrypt it, pay us to decrypt it. But if you don't do that, if you choose to go the other route, maybe you've got good backups, maybe you're secure in what you're doing, you have backups, you're just going to recover there locally. We've copied a bunch of your information off, and we're going to put it on the internet, the dark web. We're going to release your information. And whatever that might be, that may be PII, that may be PHI, that could be sensitive internal documents, that could be anything that they've harvested off of your system, and they're going to publish it on their site. And they always release a percentage early, and it's usually the more tame stuff, but it's stuff to prove that they've taken your data. So they're not all talk. They're definitely not all talk. They're going to take your information, they're going to encrypt it locally so you don't have access to it, but they do. You're not going to be able to decrypt it because the encryption scheme is too strong. So you've got two choices. You pay them or you don't pay them. If you don't pay them, 100% they're going to release your information to the web, the dark web. If you do pay them, and sometimes these go all the way up into the millions of dollars, and I don't know what the amount's going to be on this one. They don't release that information. If you do pay them, it has been proven in the past that they have not released the data. Is it the right thing to do? That's up to the risk folks at FCPS to determine what they're going to do in this case. From a purely third-party outsider standpoint, you can say, don't pay the ransom. You're setting a bad precedent. This is why these people continue to do what they do, because they get money. And that's easy to say if you're on the outside. But if you're on the inside, you're standing there, and you know for a fact they've taken information, and you know for a fact from the 1% that they've released, that's valid information that has come off the system. It's hard to say not to pay them, because you're not going to stop them from releasing it. And if you don't have backups, they are the ones that are going to decrypt it. They're an organization. They are very well organized. So here's the details of what happened here. Fairfax County Public Schools, and this is our article. It's in your show notes below. It's the only thing we were talking about today. This is from Security Affairs. It's happened last week. Right? Well, it was released last week, but it's hitting the main, I guess, security news lines today. It was on the local news last week. But FCPS, or Fairfax County Public Schools, was a victim of an attack carried out by the Maze ransomware operators. FCPS is one of the largest school districts in the United States, with an approved budget over $3.2 billion for 2021. It's a ton of money. They've got a huge population. More than 188,000 students in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade through high school. 188,000 kids go to the school district. That's massive. That's a gigantic number of people. They've also got 25,000 full-time employees, and they work in 198 school centers in the Commonwealth of Virginia. 188,000 plus 25,000 more full-time staff. 200,000, almost, well, look, knocking on 250,000 folks here. 200,000 people are somehow connected with the school district, Fairfax County. And you think about that's right now. So depending on what's in their records, how far back the records go, $250,000's easy, $500,000's probably easy. It's hard to say how many records could have been accessed by Maze. The quote, published by Fairfax County Public Schools, FCPS recently learned that ransomware was placed on some of our technology systems. We're taking this matter very seriously and working diligently to address the issue. We currently believe we have been victimized by cyber criminals who have been connected with dozens of ransomware attacks in other school systems and corporations worldwide. We're coordinating with the FBI on the matter. That's from, doesn't say who, but a statement from FCPS. Yeah, you gotta bring FBI in. I don't see how you not bring the FBI in. Oh man! And by the way, we've got a new Atlanta Cup from the airport there in Atlanta. Got a couple more coming, but they're not here yet. We had to have them shipped because we couldn't fit everything. Sierra. With more and more insurance companies providing cyber ransom coverage, I think paying them off will be a much more common. Yeah, I don't know how. Honestly, I can sit here on a high platform and say, don't pay them. If you pay them, they're going to continue to do this. But how can you, if you're responsible for 200,000 plus individuals' records, and we're talking everything from grades and passwords to think about all the employees. That's probably their HR data, depending on how much Maze took. And we'll look at some of the data that they've already leaked. Could give you some insight on what they've got. It's one of those things. Just you almost just have to pay it. You really don't have a choice. It's like traditional ransom, right? They've got something you want, and there's no way to get it other than paying the money. And I think, yeah, but there's a tail to that, Sierra. We know there's a tail to that because as more people start using cyber insurance, the cost of cyber insurance goes up, and also the requirement that proves you're secure goes up. So again, we've got kind of a couple prongs coming at us as security, risk, and cyber professionals. One is the job security thing, and I watch people on YouTube as you guys do. Obviously you guys watch folks on YouTube. One thing I was watching a guy, and he's a computer guy. He's moved more into political stuff now. His channel's gone crazy because he's political now. But he's on ranting that there are too many IT folks already. There are too many IT folks, and what he's saying is because there's a lot of startups that never go anywhere, they need a lot of IT folks, a lot of coders. And I kind of agree with that. There are a lot of people that jump into coding because there's a lot of startups that never go anywhere, and they need a lot of coders. Security, cyber, and risk is different. It's a different world. We know we're millions of people short. And I say millions because there's two, so we can say multiple. Millions of people short in 2021. So maybe we have a lot of coders. And maybe that's what coders need to do. They need to move over into security. But always, it's a good path. I think ISO, help desk into ISO into security, full-time, fuller security. I know ISOs, a lot of times ISOs are full-time security, but sometimes they're not. System administrators, network administrators, and coders are always good. I started out as an ISO, and my only job way back when, and that's probably why I'm tainted a little bit, was keeping track of software. So ISOs have a vast amount of different things they do. But this guy was saying, we don't need that many IT guys, but we do need security folks. We got to have security. And things like this, things like Maze are why. We need to be smart on this. We know, the 3-2-1 of ransomware, right? Keep your backups 3 different locations on 2 different types of media, and one of them is offline. And that's good for traditional, ransomware, continuity of operations, that kind of stuff. These guys know that. They know that story. They know that story, so they take your data and they're going to make it available to anyone, right? So that helps with recoverability. It doesn't help with this leaking of data. And buying insurance is a good option. I mean, I'm sure Fairfax County has cyber insurance, and most of the people that pay Maze end up using cyber insurance for part of the payment. They use insurance to pay part of it. It could be, talking about a budget of $3.2 billion in 2021. Maze knows that. Maze knows their budget. I can expect, I would guess the ransom on this one is probably around $1 million. I'm guessing $1 million for this one. $1 million bucks. Their budget's $3.2 billion. They've got, I'm just going to counting older students, older records that are on the system. I'm going to guess they have records on 250,000 people. Over 200,000 just on the numbers that are released here. I'm going to guess there's some older records hanging out there. Story goes on. The institution has notified authorities and is investigating the incident with leading security experts to determine the extent of the attack. Yeah, they need to figure out what is going on. FCPS is committed to protecting the information of our students, our staff, and their families. In their statement from FCPS, we will work with law enforcement to the fullest extent to prosecute any individuals or groups that attack our systems. Good luck on this one. There has been a ton of people attacked by Maze, and no one's got close to them. That doesn't mean they'll never get close to them. That just means that somewhere these Maze operators are just sitting like Scrooge McDuck on a pile of Bitcoin. It's crazy. Maze is not going anywhere. So, Maze ransomware operators claimed responsibility for the attack and have leaked an archive of roughly 100 megabytes, or 2% of the total amount of stolen data. In the dump, they found students' info, administrative documents, and then they put one of these on the news. It was just a kind of this procedure document. LSAS dump that could allow retrieving Windows credentials. So students' info, administrative documents, and passwords, essentially. A password dump. That's what they've seen in this 2%. It's crazy. It's crazy. Lucy Caldwell, a spokesperson for Fairfax County Public Schools, told WTOP, local radio station here, she expected remote learning will not be impacted by the infection. No, infection's the right word, but okay. In August, experts from the intelligence firm Cyber came across a post published by Maze ransomware operators claiming to have breached. We talked about the whole Ascend group. They've also went after LG, Xerox, Canon, a bunch of other folks. They're not going anywhere. Maze is not going anywhere, guys. They've got to be on your list. We know the things they go after. We know what they're looking for, but if they're looking, if they're targeting your organization, be careful. We know they're going after RDP, remote desktop protocol, that's exposed to the internet. We know they're going after unpatched VPN connections. They're looking for unpatched systems, and if they can't get through in those ways, they fall back on phishing. So there's a number of things we can do. Technical procedures can help with the first three of those. Patch your systems. Don't have RDP exposed on the internet. Always put it behind a secure and patched VPN connection. Multi-factor VPN connection. Patch those systems and train
train your end users. Don't click those links. If these guys get you, I think the only, my view, and it's not the way we want to view this, because you don't, if you pay the ransomware operators, they will continue to operate in the way they are. They'll continue to steal information. And we know that's the truth. We know that's what does it. That's why they do what they do. Maze should be one of the ones, we should know Maze by now. We know Maze. Maze is leading a cartel of ransomware operators. Maze has a website where they release information if you don't pay the ransom. Maze encrypts your data with a very secure encryption algorithm that you cannot break today. And either you pay or they release the information. So they've got you over a barrel. If you are responsible for people's information, do you pay or do you not pay? Think about the repercussions on the PII side of the house. If this breach is 200,000 people's information and it contains PII, that means if they don't pay the ransom and it is released, then there's requirements they're going to have to do. And some of that is credit monitoring. They may have to pay credit monitoring for 200,000 people. What's the cost of that? That's got to be figured into this. I don't know how Maze got in. We know normally how ransomware operators work. Those three things: RDP on the internet, unpatched VPN, phishing. That's the main ways they get in. If nothing else, you go to work today, make sure those three things are at least on the list of things you're taking care of. That third one is the hardest one. First two are technical. Where are your RDP sessions at? Are they externally facing? That's a no-no. Is your VPN connection secure? Do you have multi-factor authentication on your VPN? If you don't, you need to figure out that path. How do you get there? Is your RDP behind your VPN? And then third, how are you training your end users? How's that happening? So that's the big story today is Maze ransomware. It's the one we're talking about. It's the one we're digging deep into. We know what Maze is all about. Maze is one of the leaders. It's not, I don't know. I guess we could go back and see just in 2020, we might be able to kind of make some rough estimations of how much money they made. I'm guaranteeing it's in the millions. Scrooge McDuck of ransomware, I don't know. Tons of operators out there. Maze is on the top of the list. So that's what you need to know about what's going on. Fairfax County Public Schools, Maze ransomware. You can read a little bit more. We covered most of it in this morning's article. The other thing going on, it is International Crab Fest Day. Gave you a link to the Weird Holidays website. There's some craziness going on with crabs. Crab is right down. We'll move him over a little bit so he's not on the YouTube subscribe thing. So, and if you haven't, please, next to the crab over there, hit the subscribe. Share with your friends. Like, comment, all the stuff we do. That helps with the logarithm. Liking and commenting really helps the logarithm. Obviously, sharing with your friends drives up our viewer poll, because I know there's people out there that want to talk security, want to talk about this stuff. Some crab species live over 100 years. Worldwide, we consume over 1.5 million tons of crab. Crabs have 10 limbs. They're the spider of the sea. Can lay 2,000 eggs at a time. Where was the one? A group of crabs is called a cast of crabs. And crabs can range in size from 5 inches to 11 feet across. Crazy. All crabs have 2 very strong claws or pinchers, and they use them for crushing objects. Crush you like a bug, as Mr. Wonderful says. Crabs move in any directions. And if they lose a leg, it can regenerate over time. Crabs, right there, right there, coming to get you. Crab Fest Day. Crab's pretty good. Over 5,000 species of crabs. A little more information. There's some more trivia in the show notes. If you go to the link in the show notes. So that's what we're talking about this morning. Go out there, do good things. Glad to be back. Glad to be talking to you guys. Getting the show back on the road. Getting things going again. Dropping a bunch of RMF stuff this week. Or organizational risk management steps. Oh man, what's the other one? A couple other ones coming out, and we're pushing. I think we're pushing like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different videos out in the RMF stream this week. There's more coming out on Security Plus as well. I'll let you know what's going on there. Revamping the RMF class. Getting ready for advanced RMF too. We need to talk with those folks that are helping with that. Get that one going. That's going to be the advanced class in the advanced RMF. RMFer class, the advanced class. So that's what we got going on. That's what's happening in our world today. Hopefully you guys are staying safe, staying out of trouble, keeping things moving, getting ready to go tackle your week. Have your cup of coffee, have a cup of illy. Get out there and make things happen. Sierra's going to give us the line. Go get some. Obviously, go get some, Sierra. I don't know where Mike's at, probably locked up behind the big vault door. I'm going to say be good to each other. Take care of your friends, your family, your coworkers, your organization. Go out there, do the things you need to do. Make this week a little better. Talk to your risk folks, unless you are the risk folks. Talk to your risk folks, your enterprise risk folks. Make sure they know about ransomware. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know how bad it is. If they don't know how bad it is, man, they need to. Anyways, that's what I got. You guys be good. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:30, same time, same place. One big change we're doing. We're going to do trivia night once a month now. We're backing it off to once a month. Just it's hard to keep on top of that one. So we're going to do once a month. You guys are getting a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, so be good. Take care. I'm going to publish the trivia night. We got to figure out what night we're going to do it, when it's going to be cyclic every single month. But anyways, you guys be good. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:30, right here on the same bat time, same bat channel. Be good to each other.